Next up, we have Refuse to Die.
That's right. Before we go into that, I do want to mention, again, to use our Twitter and Facebook. Right now, we are going to give away gold for tonight. So hop on Twitter, hop on Facebook, twitter.com/WGLNA, facebook.com/WGLNA. Just tweet at us, message us, interact with us, and you might just win a week's worth of premium and 2,000 gold.
Yep, as soon as some people get some tweets out to us, we're going to go ahead and pick a winner here pretty soon. So make sure to do that right off the bat. It's not that hard. You can sign up for an account. It's free on Twitter. And the best way to get your name out there, be a player or a team or just a fan. And to see more updates about WGLNA, make sure to follow that Twitter account. Let's talk about Refuse to Die. Let's go ahead and look at a highlight for this team, some of the amazing plays we saw this week for these pretty stellar plays coming out from them, especially up against Cap Fast Nation, which again themselves being a very stellar team. And using that T-71 here on mines to dodge in those different shots, he was actually able to survive that engagement and swinging around here. Refuse to Die is able to take down Cap Fast pretty decisively with the remainder of their tanks. Rookkill, your thoughts?
Yeah, this was a really confusing match actually for me to watch. I had trouble keeping up with what exactly was going on. It just flip-flopped all around. I didn't expect Refuse to Die to actually win this one, especially fighting under the hill like that. But when they did that, I was genuinely surprised.
Surprised indeed, and also Cap Fast Nation moving up against them here and Refuse to Die. Refuse to Die in a great position with those three tanks are able to get that capture point, allowing them to be up 2-1. And in this time on going back and forth here with the AMX 5100 battles, which we saw a lot used, and you'll see a lot of that tank being picked in the esports side of World of Tanks. But getting those surrounds and also locking down this IS-3, using that T-69 at the same time as well. Again, really, really great play, use of cover, getting the surround on their opponent, and landing those shots. That's how they were able to win.
Yep, Refuse to Die showed they were able to keep the advantages every single time. Realistically, in all of those games that we just saw, it was more so of the mistakes of their opponents and then them knowing what to do with those advantages. And then we saw big wins, especially that one on mines. I mean, normally whenever you have center control, you normally have the advantage. Cap Fast Nation had the advantage. They had that center control, but they couldn't make anything of it because of just the HP advantages and, of course, the positioning. I really felt like Refuse to Die did a great job every single time of knowing how to position their tanks and slightly altering them as the battles went on.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the team rosters. We get to know these players a little bit more. Justin Ward, Scorpion King, World War II Fanatic, Quasiar, Anubis, Scringley, a Bag of Kittens, which is turning out to be one of the favorite names here in the office, Valkyrie, Riavois, I'm going to have to ask him how to pronounce that. CPYR and Agonize. They will be the members of Refuse to Die. We also have an interview ready with the representative. It is the man himself, a Bag of Kittens, is joining us right now via Skype. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
I can hear you. First off, what's the history of this name, a Bag of Kittens?
I got it. You know, I've changed my name a few times. And a Bag of Kittens came about sort of playing off of the whole targeting thing or asking for cover in-game. So if somebody teased me, it says they're requesting fire on a Bag of Kittens. Or, you know, if someone actually manages to kill me, they kill the Bag of Kittens. I just found it humorous to play off those words. So that's kind of the direction I went with.
You're a corpsman in the Navy, so first off, thank you for your service. And can you give us a little bit more history about yourself and your team, how long you've been together, and how long you've played World of Tanks?
Yeah, our team is primarily from the Legion, Havoc and all of its sister clans. And we got together about 2 months ago. I started the group deciding I wanted to focus on tournaments. We recruited about 30 people into the group, and then kind of over the last month started trimming down people based on people's commitment levels and you know what kind of tournaments they were hoping to play in. Obviously, our main focus was the 742 format. And then in the first qualifying round, you saw us bring in 2 teams, which was kind of like that last little elimination to find out what players we wanted to bring into the second qualifying round and now into the future tournaments.
This is a pretty big announcement coming from Wargaming about the WGLNA. When it first came out, did you guys take it pretty seriously? And if you did, how devastated were you when you lost in qualifier number 1 to EC?
Yeah, we took it really seriously because it was funny. Fnatic is kind of a co-captain on the team, and him and I were talking, and we said, hey, let's get ready for Eurosteel and WCG, because I just saw on their website that WCG officially announced World of Tanks for the 2nd year in a row. So pretty excited for that. And then literally a day later, the WGL popped, and we had both been watching the Russian version of WGL. So when that popped, we were both really excited for it. And when we went into EC, we kind of had the same problem. The second qualifying round is we had 2 matches or 2 rounds of nobody showing up. And so our first real fight was against a really, really solid team. And after we played EC, we said we can't do that anymore. It was pretty hard on the team, so I made sure personally to schedule a bunch of scrimmages and a bunch of practices that really got us ready for the second go-around.
Well, that practice really paid off. You were able to defeat Tropa, Acme Autoloaders, and Cap Fast Nation. Cap Fast Nation was actually one of the favored teams when it came to different teams talking of who was going to qualify. Was there a lot of nerves going into that battle?
There was definitely a lot of nerves, especially since early on we had some confusion, and there was a lot of talk on the team. We're like, oh man, this is the team that beat Fulcrum Gaming. We're so screwed, and everyone kind of got nervous. You know, we're still focused and we're still trying to play really hard. And then we found out it was a different sim team that beat them, and you know, our hopes got a little bit up. And then we were like, you know, regardless of what happens, I just want to go in and put on a better show than we did in qualifier 1. And then after the first match, I was kind of like, you know, we could do this. I have history with Vic. I know Vic from a previous game, and so I knew it was going to be a really tough fight because I know what kind of gamer he is. But after that first fight, I was like, you know, we're a lot more in this than I think we thought, and a lot of people thought we were going to be.
Well, you definitely are, as one of the 16 teams that's going to make it through league play. Do you have any words for any of your future opponents?
Yeah. Do you just go ahead and underestimate us? I'd appreciate that. It really helps us out. Looking forward to all the good fights. I mean, we've got 4 teams from the Legion in there, so I know a lot of the people we're going to be fighting. So it's going to be some really, really tough competition, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, Garrett, and finally, do you have a website, Twitter account, Facebook that people can follow more of your team? And also, do you have any shout-outs for us?
Yeah, we have a website. It's pretty outdated because I've been focused on qualifying, obviously. But it's just www.r2dgaming.com. And working on the whole Twitter and Facebook thing. As far as shout-outs go, I'd like to make a shout-out to my whole team, especially because we put in a ton of time practicing during the week, late into the hours. Some of the guys were getting only like 4 or 5 hours of sleep some nights. Definitely a shout out to Squirrelin and his team Scurry Hard, because they put in a lot of extra time scrimming us so we could kind of get a dry run and shake down on a lot of our strats. And then I'd also like to make a personal shout out to my wife for putting up with all the crap that goes along with someone getting ready for a tournament like this.
Oh, well, she's the true hero as well, Garrett. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to be sending you this Logitech webcam so we can see your face as you face off against your opponents during the lead. Thanks again, sir, for joining us. Congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
All right, man. Married and being involved in esports, people can do it. People can do it when you have a very patient and loving wife. So I look forward to seeing that team and Garrett leading the charge as the name of Bag of Kittens, which I think some of the people here at the studio would like to see their team go far just because of that name.
Exactly.
But they performed very, very well. And again, up against Cap Fast Nation, you know, that was a hard-fought match, but it was a well-fought match. And they totally deserve to be in the league play. Now, this is just Season 1. There will be Season 2 later on in the year, and a lot of these teams that were not able to make it via the qualifiers will have a second chance.
That's right. So don't think it's all over. You're done for the year. No, you have that second chance. Make sure you're training. Get your team together, and really start going into training. Do 742s. Don't just go pub. Because yes, it helps out with knowing where to hit your opponents, but more so, you need to know that strategy. You need the experience of the 742 to really compete at that level.
That's right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back. We're probably going to have a winner to give out some gold. And also, we're going to have an interview with Simplistic. Don't go anywhere. The wrap-up show of qualifier number 2 for WGLNA. We'll be right back.